Hey kids, it's Alicia from Florida B. Thomas Library and welcome back to another story time. Today's book for our story time is Goggles by Ezra Jack Keats. So without further ado, let's get reading. Goggles by Ezra Jack Keats. Archie, look what I found, Peter shouted through the pipe. Motorcycle goggles. Archie watched Peter through the hole. He listened and smiled. Peter ran to the hideout and put on the goggles. Aren't they great? He asked. Archie smiled and nodded. Peter said, Let's go over to your house and sit on the steps. Archie nodded. They started off. Suddenly, some big boys appeared. Give us those goggles, kid. No, they're mine, Peter said. His dog Willie growled. Archie, hold Willie, said Peter. Peter stuffed the goggles in his pocket and put up his fist. Archie gasped. Peter turned to see if something was wrong. The next thing he knew, he was knocked to the ground. Everyone stared at the goggles. Before anyone could move, Willie snatched the goggles and ran through a hole in the fence. The big boys chased after him. Meet you at the hideout, whispered Peter. You go this way, I'll go that way. They won't know where we're going. Willie will find us. Peter raced to the hideout. He sank down as low as he could. Footsteps. The big boys, they followed me. Peter held his breath. Archie! What was that? Archie looked through the hole. There were the big boys, and there was Willie. They would see him. Archie stared at the pipe. Suddenly, he spoke. Here, Willie, through the pipe, fast! Willie! Peter peeked through the hole. The big boys were coming closer and closer. Peter took a deep breath. Then he yelled through the pipe. Willie, meet us at the parking lot. Head for the parking lot, one of the big boys yelled. Let's go. Peter, Archie, and Willie crept out of the hideout. When they reached the fence, they got up and ran. They got to Archie's house. Archie laughed and said, We sure fooled him up, didn't we? We sure did, said Peter, handing him the goggles. Things look real fine now, Archie said. We sure do, said Peter. The end. So kids, how'd you like our book Goggles by Ezra Jack Keats? Stay tuned next week for a new story time. Like, comment, subscribe, and keep on. Bye, kids.